I feel like what I'm really finding out is, did I just waste a good part of my life on this? So let's try it. I recently talked to a psychologist and she was like, Mattias, you need to get a girlfriend. But to be fair, I don't think she knew that I have 5 pianos and I just bought a house so I can fit more of them. But the problem with owning a lot of pianos is that pianos are so hard to keep in tune, and you need years of experience to tune them perfectly yourself. And that's where piano technicians comes in. If you follow my channel, you know that I always hire my friend the piano tech to come over and tune my pianos professionally. That's why the following news made me really sad. Right after I bought my house, I got an email from the piano tech. He told me that he's moving far away from me. He got a new job in the capital of Sweden, 500 kilometers away. And first, I got really sad because he's the only reason that you're subscribed to my channel. Then I realized that, wait, who's going to tune my pianos now? So I asked you guys for advice and you gave me an idea. Let me give you the pitch. A piano has 230 strings, and these strings are getting hit by a total of 88 hammers. If I exchange every hammer with an actual tuning fork and modify the forks to match the notes on the piano, I will have the first piano in the world that will never go out of tune. I mean, it will, but let me show you. Okay, so I assume that you completely didn't understand the idea, because everyone knows tuning forks exist, but we don't know really why they exist. So I spent 1% of a whole day learning about tuning forks, just so I can quickly teach you how they work, so you don't get lost here in the video. So you just hit it at something and it plays a note. But that's the thing, the fork already plays a musical note by itself, and since they can impossibly go out of tune, I can easily use them as a reference whenever I need to retune my piano. And not only that, I can't even imagine what playing this piano will actually end up sounding like. I still don't know why it exists. Now when you're much wiser, let's go get another victim to experiment on. I told my piano dealer I will be there in 10 minutes, so let's go.
Audio Jungle.
Kanon, ja. Jag har alltid det igång så kan jag klippa lite i det sen. Ja, låter som ett piano. Ja.
Gå!
Den är ju jättefin. Jag ska byta ut hamrarna mot, du vet, såna stämgafflar. Du vet såna där, som du slår på något. Exakt. Så det är det jag ska sätta på. If you want to see the entire visit and a lot of piano testing, I posted a 13-minute video for Patreon supporters. And you guys say I have too many pianos. I haven't even shown you the second floor. He asked me if I wanted to jump into the van because he had a surprise waiting for me inside. Nej, jag kan gå in och kolla. I ended up buying this Swedish piano in pretty good condition for $575 USD. Let's quickly listen to what it sounds like. Yeah, this piano definitely needs to be tuned, so I guess that's pretty convenient. As always, I completely freeze when it's actually time to start the project. So I asked you engineers in a community post if you had any advice to push me in the right direction. Some of you told me that why not just remove the strings of the pianos and make the hammers hit the tuning forks. And I thought, whoa, that's kinda smart. So I spent hours excitedly looking for tuning forks to put in my piano when this happened. That's called a dulci tone. I still can't believe that thing actually already exist. I read about the dulci tone for a while, so you don't have to. You know why they made it like that 160 years ago? Because it would never go out of tune. So I guess piano memes are pretty old. But the good news are that the original idea is stupid enough so it has never in history been attempted before. Let's just order a few test forks, start working, and just solve the problems as we go. 3 hours later, I think I found a promising model out of aluminium. I ordered 8 for $28 first, just to test this out before ruining myself. So I just unboxed the tuning forks and I have a small problem. They are not in tune. None of them. Okay, let me show you. You see? It's not even close. So how do we tune a tuning fork? A few minutes later, someone on Discord sent me this formula. Using it, we can see that if the fork gets shorter, the pitch gets higher. So I think we all know what I need to do. File it. Yeah, that's pretty satisfying. But was it worth 2 hours? Now when I got that out of the way, it was time to somehow put them on the piano. The first idea was to use a square of wood and use it as a connector, kinda like this. I ended up not going with this idea because I was pretty sure it wouldn't really fit. Eventually I realized that because of the design of these forks, it might be possible to just drill a hole straight into the fork and just joint them on the piano. So I went to Biltema to buy a drill press for $230 so I could easily make 88 identical holes in an angle. I made sure that I wrote the assembly instructions correctly. The next day I did a few test holes because I was kind of scared of drilling into the forks, considering I only had 8 of them so far and there was no more left in stock. But once I got braver, I made hole after hole and ruined a bunch of tuning forks. And not a single one of them was in the middle, as I wanted. On top of that, I also realized that the hole kind of messed up the tuning of the fork. So that was 2 wasted hours of tuning. I honestly already here almost gave up on this project, but instead I decided to send a video of me drilling to Discord for advice. I listened to her advice and built this, and then my dad remade it so it was actually 45 degrees. I tried with the thing, but I still couldn't make a centered hole. I watched YouTube tutorials for hours and followed the exact steps, and I still couldn't put the hole in the middle. All of this leads me to the confession that I'm not actually an engineer. I'm kidding. Something must be wrong with my drilling machine. After one day, I realized that you kinda need a drill to make a hole, so I started to do some research. Every Swedish forum told me that I could get an industry standard, legendary old drill called Arboga for a decent price if I got it used. So I went to Facebook Marketplace and eventually found a guy selling it. I used my exceptional bargaining skills and almost ended up increasing the price. So now it's time to meet him in his basement. I was so proud of my new drill I got for $760, so I shared a video of it to Discord. So to use this 300-pound drill, apparently I need like a 2-ton steel table to mount it, and I don't have time to mess with that. I thought it was plug and play. The next day I told my parents and they said,
"But why you only bought half drill when farmer has 3? By the way, about that tax evasion."
Hårt nog.
So I just glued on the first fork, and I promise you, I've not tried it yet just to keep the tension. You know, I'm already 100 hours into this video. If this doesn't work, it doesn't make enough sound, I think I would cry. Let's try. That's loud.
Audio Jungle.
So you might say, Matthias, why do you tune the piano if the entire premise of the video is don't go too much into the details, okay? It would be kind of stupid to match the forks to a piano that is out of tune. It took me 10 hours, yeah, and it's still kind of out of tune. Remember when I put hammers on the piano and then lied to pro pianists that we were making a virtual instrument so they would actually come over? It turns out that I'm quite an honest guy.
Hi, this is Andrew Aversa with Impact Soundworks, and today I'll be demonstrating our newest virtual instrument, Hammer Clavier.
Oh, that sounds so good. I'm really interested to see what the Piano Tech is going to say about this. You can buy it for $69 if you want to try it right now. And I get a percentage of the sales, so you will support the channel at the same time. There's a bunch of reviews online already.
And he brings the piano technicians in, and it's crazy.
And you get those really aggressive attacks down here with that steel hammer hitting those strings. Just really nice and delicate.
Now let's hope the seller got some more tuning forks. Very conveniently, the seller on Amazon got 3 more packages back in stock, so I bought all of them. But this time, the price was increased from $28 to $36 per package, which was kinda sus. It was time to get back to the drill, but this time on my own. I was a bit worried that I was the common denominator when it came to not being able to aim with the thing. But 4 hours later, I had only ruined 4 tuning forks, and the rest was honestly pretty perfect. Now it was time to find a faster way to tune the forks. I borrowed this sander that almost unaligned me, only to end up buying a better one from Biltema for $175. Wow, I haven't learned anything, have I? I put on my radiation suit as you safety people recommended and prepared a bucket of water. Guys, I'm not 5 years old. I'm not going to burn my... After grinding until midnight, I woke up the next day only to realize that my entire batch of forks had lost the tuning I worked on so carefully. I was kinda confused because I don't know what they did when I was sleeping, so I started to grind on them again. Here, I checked the pitch on the fork, which was pretty perfect, but then I burned myself on that fork, so I quickly cooled it down. When I tested the pitch again, it was completely changed. Oh, it's the heat of the fork that changed the pitch. So I can either just redo all the forks, or I can just heat up the piano whenever it's time to play. One day later, I realized that I still only had 4 forks on the piano. What really took the time was making the forks hit at the exact same spot as the original piano hammers. Especially since every fork had a unique tuning, it also meant they had a unique length. So I engineered this complicated device. And now I can just draw a straight line and match the forks to the line. But then I was like, oh, this is kind of awkward. The hammers isn't in a straight line. But that's when I actually came up with an idea that was good. Once I had finally put on the first 14 forks, I realized that they were already getting quite big and would in no way fit if I don't come up with a tuning trick. The piano text advised me to look up something called duplex scales. I made some research and found a patent made 1872 by Theodor Steinway. I don't know why this guy would know anything about pianos, but it's the best idea we have. The idea was to use overtones to make the piano sound more epic, while at the same time keeping the forks smaller. Mom, can we get a new piano? No, Matthias, we have piano at home. Piano at home? The seller now had 6 more packages in stock, but this time they were raised from $38 to $50. But I kinda needed them, so I emptied their entire stock again. Watching this video so far, you might think to yourself, I wish I was the seller who's selling you all those tuning forks, Matthias. That's why this video is sponsored by Unbounce. Unbounce is the leading landing page builder that helps you convert more visitors to, for example, sign up to guitar lessons, download your ebook to get you a bigger email list, or just sell your weird engineering stuff. In many of those cases, linking to a full-on website isn't really the best idea because it's full of other distractions. Instead, use a landing page with one clear goal to get the highest conversion rate possible. Unbounce's latest AI-powered feature, Smart Traffic, can help you increase your conversion rate by up to 30% by automatically checking out your visitor and then deliver an optimized page just for them. I was in the top 100 percentile in my programming class, so I can happily assure you that there's no coding required. You can just drag and drop and have a super professional landing page made with no developer involved. So go to unbounce.com/Matthias and use promo code Matthias to get 20% off your first 3 months. That's unbounce.com/Matthias, use promo code Matthias for 20% off, or click that link below. So it will be kinda awkward if that link isn't the landing page now. Oh, yeah. How did I know I was a narcissist? Up till this point, the project had been going fairly well considering how useless I am. But even when using my tricks, the tuning forks started to get so big that they were hitting the dampers on the piano. So I will have to start bending them out of the way. However, if I mess them up, it's over for this piano. I also had to start messing with the angles of the forks, so it was time to build a new angle thing. The one I made first was falling apart, so I made a new one that might actually be more unsymmetrical than my face. So I asked my dad to help me make another one. I'd been working 14-hour days until this point, and this is where it really started to show, I think. I proceeded by drilling 45-degree angles in the wrong forks. It's the wrong forks. Which costed me $48 in minutes and added back 4 hours of work since they had to be retuned. Then I realized something with my angle thing. Oh, it's 30 degrees the other way. At this point, I had messed up over 22 forks, so it was time to order more, and the seller now had 6 more packages in stock, which was now priced at $90 per package. I can't even guess what this can be. Is it only me, or is it something that looks kind of weird with this piano? Oh, I forgot this. I'd like to say the project went well from now on, so that's why I started this happy music, but it honestly didn't. What you have seen so far has already taken 340 hours of work. I mean, you can see on the farmer's dog how many times I've been here drilling. The biggest forks had to be drilled with 2 angles at once, but I'm getting good at that part. I made a calculation on the angles. So I had to tell you, I just used math to solve a problem in real life. I'm mind blown on myself. The calculation was completely wrong. This is basically just scrap now, so I have to redo all of them. Time for the next attempt.
Audio Jungle.
It was time to do the final forks and finish this now. I thought I would put them on the other way so I could reuse all the failed ones. I started drilling fork after fork and finally something just went good with this video. Once I got home, I started to put the final forks on the piano. I used my amazing piano simulator and realized that all the dampers had to be moved down, which I kind of expected, and bent out of the way. I spent 4 hours bending and messing with them, and when I tried them, I realized that they don't actually work anymore. I decided to check if I could move them up at least a little bit, and oh my god. I don't think I had to do this. I actually didn't have to touch them at all. My piano simulator was incorrectly made. I wasn't sure I would be able to get them to work again unless I removed all the hammers, and I knew that the hammers had been carefully placed and adjusted by a pro. Not only had I spent 400 hours on this piano, at this point I also spent $2,600. So that entire night I was just trying to get the piano back to how it was before. That took me like 5 hours to get back on track. It would definitely not be the same as before the piano. I kind of did my best, but yeah, it's not as consistent as it could have been if I didn't. This is the last two, so let's not mess it up. I feel like what I'm really finding out is, did I just waste a good part of my life on this? So let's try it. Ah. Oh. It's kind of like the piano is screaming in pain, and I don't judge it for doing that. I don't know how loud you hear that, but in real life that hurts. It's like a flashbang sound effect. It kind of sounds like some chimes, like, I'm not sure what it's called. Can you hear that? Oh shit. Yeah, this section is kind of sad. Fuck, they don't work. Yeah, the bass section isn't really... I might have to redo that one, but... Let's actually play something. Now it's the ultimate test. That hurts. Not sure if your phone can pick it up. It is really screaming in pain. He's just letting it out now. I mean, I think it's cool because it's kind of... I'm surprised the fork sounds this much. Oh wait, we gotta try this. No, I can't do it. What? Forgot the premise of the whole video. Could you actually use the tuning forks to tune the piano? So they are tuned exactly, like to the cent of what the piano string are supposed to be. However, I'm not sure if you really hear... Oh yeah, it's the fork. So I guess you could. I can't actually tune by ear, so... This whole idea is kind of stupid now when I think about it. But I also realized something else. When I filed the forks, they were so sensitive to just one file was like a major difference in the pitch. And I realized that they get a bit worn down from hitting the strings. And eventually, all of the forks will get out of tune from playing, and there's no way to tune them back. So I actually made the only piano that when it goes out of tune, it will never go back in tune again. I'm an engineer. Yeah, now you can hear I tuned all of them. I think that Steinway guy would be proud. I don't think any result would be ever worth the pain and suffering doing this video. But if you subscribe to my channel, that would be kinda nice. Okay, let me bribe you. If you subscribe to my channel and join Discord, I will answer 1,000 of your comments on this video. If you don't know what to comment, I'm always interested in your video ideas. And Patreon supporters, I really needed you this video, so thank you for supporting me.
Oj.